Ever wonder why we celebrate Jesus' birthday on December 25th, a day that's smack in the middle of winter? Allow me to take you on a delightful journey through time, filled with a dash of mystery, a sprinkle of humor, and a heaping spoonful of festive cheer. Picture this. Early church fathers huddled together in a dimly lit room, their faces etched with deep lines of contemplation. The air is thick with the smell of dusty scrolls and the weight of the decision that looms ahead. "When shall we celebrate the birth of our Saviour?" echoes in the room, bouncing off the stone walls. One father suggests, how about the summer solstice? It's warm, the days are long, and everyone's in a good mood. But he's quickly shot down by another who counters, No, it's got to be the winter solstice. It's a time of darkness. And what better way to symbolize the light of Christ coming into the world? The debate rages on, each suggestion more outlandish than the last. The Ides of March, the Feast of Tabernacles, the first day of spring. The room buzzes with fervour and excitement, the fathers engaged in a hotly contested game of theological tug-of-war. Amidst the chaos, a quiet voice pipes up from the corner, "What about December 25th? All eyes turn to the speaker, a humble monk with a twinkle in his eye. The room falls silent, the fathers contemplating the suggestion. "It's a day of no particular significance," he continues, "but perhaps that's what makes it perfect. It's a day that can be wholly dedicated to celebrating the birth of Christ, without any other distractions." The room erupts into applause, the fathers cheering and clapping each other on the back. The decision is unanimous. December 25th, it is. So, the decision was made, but the question remains, why that date? Join me as we delve deeper into this Christmas conundrum in the next scene. Could it be that the choice of December 25th was influenced by pagan festivals? Let's take a journey back in time to the heart of ancient Rome, where the festival of Saturnalia was celebrated with great pomp and splendor. Imagine a city filled with merrymaking where social norms were turned upside down and masters served their slaves. Saturnalia, honoring the god of agriculture, Saturn, was a time of feasting, gift-giving, and a break from the usual social order. Sounds a bit familiar, doesn't it? Perhaps a touch of our Christmas spirit has roots in these ancient Roman traditions. Now, let's shift our gaze towards the skies, to the shortest day of the year, the winter solstice. This astronomical event, occurring around December 21st, was celebrated by many ancient cultures. For them, it symbolized the rebirth of the sun and the promise of warmer, brighter days ahead. The Nordic peoples celebrated Yule, a 12-day festival beginning on the winter solstice. They would burn a Yule log, feast on roasted meats, and drink to their heart's content. The Druids, the spiritual leaders of the ancient Celts, celebrated the solstice with great reverence. They believed that on this day the Holly King, the god of the waning year, was overcome by the Oak King, the god of the waxing year. Could these ancient solstice celebrations, with their focus on light and rebirth, have influenced the choice of December 25th as the date to celebrate the birth of Jesus, the light of the world? As we unwrap the layers of history, we see that our modern Christmas traditions are not purely Christian, nor purely pagan. They are a blend of many cultures, many beliefs, and many celebrations. So next time you are sitting by the Christmas tree, enjoying the warmth of the Yule log, or feasting on your Christmas turkey, remember the rich tapestry of traditions that have come together to create our modern Christmas. As it turns out, our Christmas traditions are a bit of a cultural melting pot. But what about the Christian perspective? How did they justify December 25th, you might ask? Well, let's dive into it. Firstly, there's the concept of Annunciation. Now, what's that, you wonder? Picture this, it's March 25th and the angel Gabriel pops in for a cup of tea with Mary and just casually announces that she's going to give birth to the Son of God. No big deal, right? Well, in the Christian calendar, this is known as the Feast of Annunciation. And if you do the math, which I'm sure Gabriel did, 9 months from March 25th takes you to, drumroll please, December 25th. But there's more to the story. The early Christians weren't just keen on math, they also loved a good symbol. And what better symbol than the winter solstice, the longest night of the year? To them, it represented the spiritual darkness of a world waiting for the light of Christ. So, when the sun started to shine a little longer each day after December 21st, they saw this as a metaphor for the coming of Jesus. Interesting, isn't it? Now, let's not forget the practical side of things. The Romans, who were in charge back then, were having a jolly good time celebrating Saturnalia around the same period. So, the Christians thought, why not have our celebration too? It would be like having a birthday party at the same time as your neighbour's barbecue. More fun, less suspicion from the Romans. Clever, right? And so, with a dash of divine announcement, a sprinkle of symbolism and a pinch of practicality, the Christians justified celebrating Jesus' birth on December 25th. They transformed a pagan festival into a celebration of hope, joy and love, embodying the true spirit of Christmas. So despite the cold weather, there's a warm reason behind the choice of December 25th. Fast forward to the present day, how has Christmas evolved? Well, one might say it's grown a bit, like a sprightly Christmas tree, from a humble sapling to a towering evergreen. Once a purely religious event, Christmas has metamorphosed into a worldwide celebration, a festive season that rings out with carols and jingles in every corner of the globe. Remember the days when Christmas was all about the nativity scene and midnight mass? Now it's a delightful chaos of twinkling fairy lights, stockings hung by the chimney with care, and a jolly rotund man in a red suit who somehow manages to deliver presents to all the children of the world in a single night. And let's not forget the Christmas tree, the centerpiece of any modern Christmas celebration. From a simple evergreen fir adorned with apples and candles, it's now an extravagant affair, bedecked with baubles, tinsel, and an angel or star gracing the top. Then there's the food, oh, the glorious Christmas feast. Once it was a simple meal to break the Advent fast. Now it's a grand banquet with all the trimmings, from roast turkey to mince pies. And let's not forget the Christmas pudding, which seems to defy all known laws of dietary science. And of course there's the tradition of gift-giving. What started as a humble exchange of handmade gifts has transformed into a retail phenomenon, with wish lists as long as Santa's beard and shopping frenzies that would make the three wise men rethink their choice of gifts. But amidst this flurry of modern Christmas traditions, the essence of the season remains the same. It's a time for family and friends, for spreading joy and cheer, for giving and receiving, for reflecting on the year gone by and looking forward to the one ahead. So, whether you're singing carols around the tree or watching a Christmas carol on the telly, remember that the spirit of Christmas is alive and well, and it's all around us in every twinkling light, every snowflake, every shared moment of joy. Today, Christmas is celebrated by millions around the world, regardless of their religious beliefs. So, what's the true spirit of Christmas? If you were to ask 10 different people, you'd likely get 10 different answers. Some may say it's about family, others may say it's about giving, and for some, it's purely a religious holiday. But if we dig a little deeper, we'll find a common thread that weaves its way through all these varied perspectives. The true spirit of Christmas, you see, is a message of love, peace, and goodwill. It's a time when we set aside our differences and come together in a spirit of unity. It's a time when we reach out to those less fortunate and share with them not just our material possessions, but also our time, our kindness, and our compassion. Let's take a moment to reflect on a few inspirational stories that embody this spirit. There's the tale of the small town that came together to make a little girl's Christmas wish come true, even though her family could not afford it. Or the story of the businessman who annually turns his office into a winter wonderland for the local children's hospital. And who could forget the story of the elderly neighbor who, despite having no family of her own, bakes cookies for the entire neighborhood every year? Each of these stories, in its own way, highlights the values that lie at the heart of Christmas. They're stories of love, of reaching out to others, of sharing and caring. They remind us that Christmas isn't just about the gifts under the tree or the lights on the house. It's about the love in our hearts and the joy we bring to others. So, as the Christmas season approaches, let's remember these stories. Let's strive to embody these values in our own lives. Let's make an effort to spread love, peace, and goodwill to all. So whether you're celebrating Jesus' birthday, the winter solstice, or simply the spirit of giving, here's wishing you a Merry Christmas.